All right, let's talk about one of the biggest battles we ever face. And it's not with anyone else, it's the one happening right inside our own heads. So here's the question we're tackling today. Is your mind your master or is it your servant?
I mean, it's a question we all ask ourselves, right? Why is lasting happiness so darn hard to find? We're all looking for that feeling of joy, of peace that actually sticks around. But for most of us, it just feels like this target that's always moving. So, what's really going on here? What's getting in the way?
Well, the source material we're looking at points the finger directly at one culprit, the mind itself. The quote says, "The mind's nature is filled with poison. Its tendency is to go towards negativity." Whoa. So this isn't about you or me doing something wrong. The idea here is that the tool we're using, our mind, actually has this built-in bias towards the negative.
So, let's really dig into that. How exactly does the mind play this deceptive game that keeps us from the very peace we're all looking for?
Okay, so this is the classic trap. And I bet it sounds familiar. Your mind points to something, a new car, a promotion, a relationship, and it whispers, hey, get that. That's the thing that's going to finally make you happy. But what happens when you get it? The happiness is fleeting, right? It's a quick rush, and then almost immediately a brand new craving pops up. It's this cycle that feels like it's designed to never ever end.
And this is where the real trick lies. The mind is an expert artist. It paints this incredibly vivid, perfect picture of how happy we'll be in the future. We get totally caught up in the anticipation. But then we get there. And the actual experience, it never quite lives up to that fantasy, does it? See, for the mind, the real prize was never actually getting the thing. It was always about the chase. So what happens if we just stay on this hamster wheel? What are the real long-term consequences of getting caught in this endless, futile chase that's being directed by our own minds? This is what's so wild about it. This cycle is relentless. I mean, we can spend our entire lives following these empty promises. Our bodies get older, our senses might not be as sharp, but the mind, it keeps giving the exact same advice day in and day out. It's always pushing us towards the next thing, convincing us that, no, really, this time it'll be different. And here's where it gets really serious. This isn't just some philosophical idea to think about. It has real-world, heavy consequences. The source makes a direct link between this constant unfulfilled searching and the feeling of being trapped, which can eventually lead to depression. The bottom line is, if you leave the mind unchecked, it simply will not let you be at peace. But wait, here's where the whole story takes a massive turn. Is the mind just the bad guy here? Is it only an enemy? Or could it also be an ally? This is the crucial pivot point. The idea here is that the mind isn't inherently evil. It's just a tool. And think about it. Any powerful tool can be used to build something amazing or to cause a lot of damage. The incredible thing is, the very same mental energy that drags you down and creates all that suffering, it can be redirected. It can be used to lead you to the divine, to the highest states of peace you can imagine. So you've got two paths here. On one side, you have the lowly mind. This is the mind that's always chasing negativity, causing suffering, and getting tangled up in worldly attachments. But then there's the supreme mind. This is the mind that can actually connect you with God, that can sacrifice for others and deliver a sense of peace that's just ultimate. And the most powerful part, the choice of which mind you're going to cultivate, that's totally up to you. Okay, so if we have a choice, how in the world do we actually make it? How do we go from having a mind that feels like an enemy to one that's our greatest ally? Let's get practical and look at the path to finding true happiness. The source offers a pretty simple but kind of radical experiment. Instead of chasing after your own pleasure all the time, try this. Go create some joy for someone else. But here's the key, with absolutely zero expectation of getting anything back. You know that deep, soul-level happiness you get from something like feeding a hungry person? The source says you will not find that feeling in any other pleasure in life. It's described as the feeling of God's blessing itself, a joy so much bigger than any of the fleeting little things the mind dangles in front of us. So the path to making this happen is laid out in 3 clear steps. First, there's seva, that's serving the needy without expecting anything in return. Second is dharma, basically living a good, principled life where you're not causing harm to others. And the third piece, a really powerful internal practice, is called namjap. So what exactly is namjap? It's actually super simple. It's just the practice of repeating a divine name, like Ram or Radha, internally, silently, as you go about your day. You can be working, walking, whatever. The whole idea is that this constant repetition gives you the inner strength you need to see through and overcome the mind's illusions. Okay, all of this leads to a much bigger question, right? Why even bother with all this? What's the ultimate purpose of this life? Why should we work so hard to master the mind and find this higher happiness? The source gives this brilliant analogy, and I want you to really picture this. Imagine you're a government agent sent on a critical mission to another country. They set you up with everything: a nice house, a car, a great salary. But instead of doing the actual mission, you just spend your time enjoying all the perks. What happens when you're called back home? You're going to be held accountable, right? Well, this human life is that mission. Our true purpose is God realization, and our body, our mind, our intellect, they're all just tools provided for us to complete it. That really puts things in perspective, doesn't it? The source is crystal clear on this. Wasting this chance is the greatest failure. It's not about not making enough money or not being famous. The biggest failure is being given this incredibly rare human life, the only life form where this spiritual work is even possible, and then just wasting it on distractions. That's what we're held accountable for. So you might be thinking, if this is all just the mind's game, why does the suffering feel so incredibly real? Well, here's a powerful way to think about it. We're all asleep, and we're seeing a dream. And you know how in a dream, if someone hits you, it hurts, right? If you're drowning, you feel like you're drowning. The pain is real within the dream. So the only way to truly escape it isn't to fight the dream characters. It's to wake up. And that's really the heart of it all. This human life isn't just some random thing that happens. It's this one rare, precious chance to finally wake up from that long dream of suffering. So the question it leaves us with is, how will you use it?